Well, we were in a fight. We were in a dog fight right there. Them boys came here to win. They wasn't playing around. They could care less about what we were trying to do. They did a really good job. They played extremely hard. They pushed us to the limit. This wasn't a game where, I could play other guys and different things like that. I was trying to win the game. So that's what it boiled down to.
Coach, I think it's a little bit similar to the last time out, where a first half that was somewhat forgettable, and then you come out in the second half, blow the doors off. What do you guys need to do to have those second halves be the first half so you don't have to play like that in the second half?
Well, it's not how you start the game, it's how you finish it. So my biggest thing is now we got to start the game much better. We can't dig holes. And I think it's just the lack of intensity. It's almost as if we're bored. We're bored with the first half, and then we want to come and play in the second half. It don't always work like that. We got to be interested in the first half and then finish it in the second half. So we got to do a much better job of being sharper on the defensive end. I didn't think we were sharp in the first half on the defensive end. I thought we picked it up in the second half and was able to pull away. But we gotta do a much better job with defensive intensity from the start.
Defensively, the number of easy buckets that you guys have given up in first halves, is that just an engagement thing?
It's definitely engagement. We're not even close to being engaged. I mean, we lose our men like no other. We got to do a much better job of knowing our opponent. They were difficult because we didn't have anything on them. We had last year's stuff. They got like 12 new dudes. I mean, it was just like, we didn't have much on them. He ran some different stuff than he ran last year. So we had to get adjusted to that in personnel. And, that's always difficult when you don't know anything about an opponent. But with that being said, we still got to have some intensity to our defense. And I didn't think we had any intensity to our defense in the first half. And then we picked it up in the second half.
Typically, you get 12, 14 games before you start playing conference games to tweak lineups, to get guys some experience. How do you go into it this year, having had only 4 games?
Difficult. I can tell you that now. We got Buffalo coming up. The beauty of this game is we play 4, they play 2. So we got a couple games up on them and a little bit more, we should be a little sharper. But, at the end of the day, none of that matters. It's the game that they're coming in here to try to win. And we got to protect home court, and we got to bring our A game from start to finish. We can't have our A game just in the second half. We got to have it for the whole game.
I think it can also be human nature too. When you play in front of the crowd and there's not a lot of people, you have to bring your own energy. How do you guys do that in this season when this is probably going to be your norm?
The guys did a really good job. The energy on the bench is really good. They bring that energy and talk to each other, and they're there for each other. So that part's been good. It's just, this is the norm. And I think they would rather play with no crowd than to not play at all. So I think our guys are okay with the ability to play and compete for a championship than to rather not play at all. So we'll be fine with that, because this is the norm for everybody. It's not like one team is going to have a huge crowd or something like that. So it's just like this across the board.